Hello, I'm Paul Jackson. I'm Professor of African Politics at the University of Birmingham. I'm the Director of the International Development Department and former Head of the School of Government and Society. I undertake a wide range of important research for both traditional research funders and also UK and international government. I also teach on undergraduate, postgraduate as well as continuing professional development programmes and act as an advisor to many international bodies and organisations on a range of issues around post-conflict development and security. I'll now explain a little bit more about my background and interests, and please feel free to contact me using the contact details provided on the website. I'm a political scientist interested in the destruction and reconstruction of states, particularly but not exclusively in Africa. Much of my research focuses on decentralisation, governance and state building. In 2002, I found myself in Sierra Leone just after the war, and when I came out, I found that I'd been redefined as a post-conflict specialist, which is where I developed my interest in conflict analysis and security sector reform. The focus of a lot of my current work has been on a number of issues, including the nature of the state and the politics of liberal state building and post-conflict situations, security sector reform and the relationship between security and development, external intervention in security issues, including US security policy towards Africa and AFRICOM, international aid in fragile states and the role of private military companies, governance and security with an emphasis on post-conflict and fragile states, and the management of post-conflict security, including demobilization, disarmament and rehabilitation, and military integration following civil wars and the reconstruction of security governance. I also have a history of working on public administration and the relationships between public and private sectors. I work in a very diverse range of areas. I'm best known for my work in Sierra Leone following the conflict, but I've also worked and written about Uganda and the Lord's Resistance Army and international justice, and I'm currently working in Nepal following the end of the Civil War. Apart from these, I've also worked in Rwanda, Bangladesh, Georgia, Russia, Zimbabwe, Iraq, Bhutan, India and China, amongst others. I'm an experienced evaluator, and so my work takes me to some interesting places. I've worked in China with various elements of the Chinese state and university system and have been a regular traveller to China for some 15 years. I'm currently the director of the MSc in Conflict, Security and Development, and I also teach at undergraduate level in the Political Science and International Relations department. We're currently developing our teaching to include more distance learning opportunities, as well as a conflict master's degree, incorporating my own work with colleagues within IDD, Pulsis, and also our War Studies department, further adding to our very diverse and interesting range of modules. I'm a very active member of the university in terms of carrying out a variety of activities. I'm currently chair of the chaplaincy committee, which gives me responsibility for all religious societies on campus, which is a fascinating and responsible role in a diverse university like this one. I'm also a member of several professional organisations. I'm a fellow of the Royal Society for the Encouragement of Arts, Manufactures and Commerce. And in subject terms, I'm an advisory board member of the Geneva Centre for the Democratic Control of Armed Forces, a member of the advisory group on the security sector reform of the Swedish Folke Bernadotte Academy. I'm currently engaged in a number of different projects, including acting as international advisor to the Nepali Parliamentary Committee and Secretariat on the rehabilitation of the Maoist army, where it's my job to advise the government both on how to integrate troops within the security services and how to rehabilitate those who don't want to be integrated. It also involves discussion on broader issues of security sector reform. I'm also working on a US-led research project on military integration, where my role is producing a paper on the process of military integration following the end of the Rhodesian-Bush War and the consolidation of political power by Robert Mugabe through the security services. The third main area of work I'm engaged in at the minute is in writing a paper on post-conflict security and the nature of the security development nexus.